Hello guys, and welcome back to another CaffCast. We're here! We're finally doing it! After, well, I mean, it's like the 17th of August now. On the 1st of January, our very first video, the very first video that we put out on this channel was a game, at the start of a game of Civilization 5, Gods and Kings. Unfortunately, it didn't go great. We kind of died a little bit, spoilers, but it was a good series and I got some really good feedback from it, and people have been asking me pretty consistently to do a new Civ game. So I decided to give you guys what you want. We're doing Civilization 5 Brave New World. I've now got my new computer, so we're going to be doing it in full 1080p, highest quality settings I can possibly punch out of the computer. Everything is absolutely completely maxed out. So hopefully it's going to be a good series for you guys. I've got a decent processor as well, so we're going to be going with a really big game. That's right. We'll go with the continents like we did last time because that was a lot of fun, but we're going to go with huge 12 players and 24 city-states. And we're going to play with Prince, which is just the normal difficulty on marathon mode. The longest, best, craziest game you can possibly think of. Yes, it's time, guys. It's time for some more Civ. I think the channel's kind of come along quite a way since we first started this. I'll be posting this out to the Civ Reddit as well, so you guys hopefully are getting a chance to see this. If you're coming from the Reddit, a big hello to you. Thanks for coming on down and checking it out. If you didn't catch the first series, then no worries. Welcome. I don't really know what Brave New World adds to the game. I just kind of bought it so I could do this for you guys, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I also paid a couple of quid during the Steam sale to get the gold upgrades, so I've got all of the DLC, all of the civs, everything. I've got this game is all of the civ. All of the civ, every bit of it. So we need to go through all the new civs to find out who we want to be for this game. Let's start off with Ahmad Al-Mansur of Morocco, the gateway to Africa. Receives 3 gold and 1 culture for each trade route with a different civ or city-state. I will be doing a bit of basic talking through how the game works, all the concepts and things that I understand. And I've set the game up to tell me anything about Gods and Kings Plus, so we'll go through that together. And as usual, if you guys notice any problems with what I'm saying, anything's wrong or misinformation, or if I ask you any questions, please feel free in the comments to let us know. So anyway, 3 gold and 1 culture for each trade route. I'm not really a trade route kind of guy, especially seeing as roads take a very long time to build. City-state influence degrades at half and recovers it twice. See, Greece are pretty good, and that's a pretty good one. But I think we can probably do better than that. I want something probably a bit more prosperous. When a city is conquered, getting a free technology already discovered by its owner. That's pretty cool, considering the fact that the tech trades I don't think happen anymore in this game. Once per enemy city. Getting a city through a trade deal does not count. Okay. Possibly. What's he got? He's got a siege tower, a royal library, and then there's a little symbol. It's like a ninja Death Star. Receive triple gold from barbarian encampments. Don't need to worry about that because gold has never been a problem for me in these games. Raise cities at double speed. To be honest, once you've taken a city, it doesn't really matter too much. Start down on husbandry though, which is pretty good, and +1 production per pasture. Now that is actually pretty good. You go the horse archer is your special unit and a battering ram, which I assume is going to be a siege style unit. Huns, you're another possibility. We could go with the classic Japanese, but I'm trying to think of anything else that may be more interesting. Plus 25% production towards any buildings that already exist in the capital. That is really, really good, because obviously your capital was the first place where everything gets built, so it makes everything a lot quicker to get constructed in other cities. Ballista and Legion. So that's a siege unit, and the swordsman is a Legion. So Rome might be a good option. We could go down that route. The Germany one is really good as well. because to start at the early part of the game, it is really good to gain as many units as you possibly can, and having a larger military presence because you're taking down barbarian encampments makes a lot of sense. It's pretty good. Celts is faith. Free social policy when you advance to the next era. That's pretty good, because liberty does take a damn long time to get through, especially on marathon mode. Strategic resources provide plus 1% production, and horse, iron, and uranium provide double quantity. Again, pretty useful. Golden Ages, I don't really care about too much because it's an insignificant amount of the overall game is played in gold. Free harbours. Don't really care about Elizabeth, she sucks. Cannot gain settlers nor annex cities. Oh, that's the one where it's just like one city on its own. No, thank you. I'm okay with that. We're not going to play that kind of game. You basically are a city-state playing the Venice. As you guys would know if you watched the episode of the Oxcast where Duncan was Venice. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that they existed, so that was a bit of a shock. He was just like kind of stuck in a desert. Poor guy. Gajah Mada of Indonesia. Amazing name, by the way. First 3 cities founded on continents other than where Indonesia started each provide 2 unique luxury resources. Wow. That's cool, but I'm not really about seafaring, so I probably wouldn't go with that. It's a good guy though, Indonesia. That sounds pretty good. Don't care about Gandhi. Unhappiness for a number of cities doubled. Oh dear. Well, his halving of the unhappiness for the citizens is really good though, because you do find that you reach a plateau very, very quickly in this game. Combat strength plus 30% when fighting city-state units. Again, it's just, I mean, it's good, it's strong, it's nice sort of like quick sieging team, but I don't think it really matters too much. 90 influence with a great person gift to a city-state when declaring friendship. 10% boost to great person generation. So quite quick great persons, and again, I don't really care too much. Combat bonus, I'm alright. Plus 1 movement for embarked units. Caravans range. Forest and jungle. Oh, units move through forest and jungle in friendly territory as if they were roads. That's pretty impressive. These tiles can be used to establish trade routes, so you can start to trade through like jungle and stuff. That's pretty cool, but again, not ideal, not necessary. Movement speed in your own territory isn't really, especially when you get roads, it doesn't really make a difference. Isabella of Spain is gold bonus for discovering natural wonders. Culture, happiness, and tile yields from natural wonders doubled, so she's all about the wonders. It's going to be a huge game, so we should hopefully get ourselves quite a few wonders throughout the game, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't really want to take the risk, to be honest. I've found some better players than Isabella, so we'll leave her alone. Also, she's a bit of a bitch. Or she was in the original game anyway, Civ 4. Can embark and move over oceans immediately, that's actually a really good one, especially if you're just right next to somewhere that looks really nice to take over as a place to live. But again, it's something I can get quite steadily, and if we're not next to Polynesia, then it doesn't matter because nobody else can get there anyway. Resource diversity gains twice as much gold. Can spend gold to annex or puppet a city-state that's been your ally for 5 turns. Annex. I'm not quite sure about annexing. I don't know exactly, so we'll leave that. Culture for the Empire from each enemy unit killed. That's pretty cool. Museum and World Wonder theme bonuses are doubled in their capital. Free great scientists when you discover writing, and great scientists 50% faster. That's pretty cool. And the walls of Babylon as opposed to regular walls. This is the one that I tend to play quite consistently. Units fight as though they were at full strength even when damaged. It's really useful because you get a consistent amount of damage out there all the time, and you do get the samurai and zero. I might have to stick with it because it's just a very consistent throughput of damage. I'm not seeing anything else that's really amazing. Tourism, I don't even know about that yet. That sounds amazing. Theology. After researching theology, receive a bonus great person at the end of every mile-long countdown cycle every 394 years. Each bonus person can only be chosen once. Alright, so you can get one of each grey person type. Pretty cool again, but I mean, I can get great people quite easily. And this is the other one that is really good as well. Plus 20% production towards wonders. But the thing is, if you're on a consistent plane and working with a high level of production anyway, you shouldn't really have to worry about having that. So I think it's currently between Bismarck and Japan, and I think that I might have to go with Japan. I think I did play Bismarck last time. I can't actually remember. Bismarck has the when you kill a barbarian encampment, you have a 50% chance of gaining a free unit, which is good. But I'm not sure now. Who was the other ones? There was this guy here as well, Rome. 25% production speed towards any building that already exists in the capital. Generally speaking, cities do progress quite quickly once they've got a monument and a couple of levels. And the only worry about that one is that they will outproduce the capital, and it will become pointless, sort of later on. But I don't know, actually, it probably won't. We're going to play for the glory of Rome. Yeah, we're going to play for the glory of Rome, guys. For the glory of Rome! I'm going to have to do a bit of a Asterix and Obelix. Asterix and Obelix. There we go. Kind of style of the game. Romans! What are you doing? Get out of here! No, not. I am Rome. I am the mighty Roman Empire, which consisted of a lot of places. I've been here. Yeah, awesome. Okay, that looks good to me. Leaving Japan out of it this time because they are consistently strong, which is good, and the Germans have the encampment thing. But I'm more interested in getting the buildings done quicker so I can get more units out there. So yes, there it is. Rome, start the game.
The blessings of the gods be upon you, Caesar Augustus, Emperor of Rome and all her holdings. Your empire was the greatest and longest lived of all in Western civilization, and your people single-handedly have shaped its culture, law, art and warfare like none other, before or since. Through years of glorious conquest, Rome came to dominate all the lands of the Mediterranean, from Spain in the west to Syria in the east, and her dominion would eventually expand to cover much of England and northern Germany. Roman art and architecture still awe and inspire the world, and she remains the envy of all lesser civilizations who have followed. O mighty Emperor, your people turn to you to once more reclaim the glory of Rome. Will you see to it that your empire rises again, bringing peace and order to all? Will you make Rome once again center of the world? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
I can certainly try my best. No, the answer is yes. Yes, we can. Positive mental attitude. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Okay, great start. Loving that. We've got within reach currently that was visible fur, marble, deer, and more fur. So that's going to work out really very nicely. Just going to move my keyboard over slightly so I can use the arrow keys to move around like this. There we go. So let's do it. Let's settle our mighty Rome here. I'm not sure what the Brave New World has given to us in terms of... oh, I see a new icon up here. Culture overview. Whoa! The culture overview screen allows you to track and manage your culture and tourism. You can move your great works from building to building. What? As well as track your level of tourism versus other players. Essential to a cultural victory. We haven't turned off or on any of the victory types, so it's just gonna, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So, I'm gonna come back to this. For now, we'll leave that alone because I can ask her a couple of questions about that later on, but there's nothing in there right now, so it's probably not worth looking at. Monument, as always, to start off with, and we'll go with animal husbandry to see if we have any horsery going on, because that's pretty important when you first start this game. Wow. Interesting tundra-type landscape we've got going on here. Good land. So far, good land. Look at all those turns. This may... Barbarian's turn. There we go. I don't think it's going to take too long. Although we are playing the biggest game you can possibly play in Civ, I think hopefully my computer will be able to keep up. He says. No, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Don't worry. It's fine. It's uncharted territory for us, because the last game we played was on 720p. Ruins discovered. Awesome. After this episode, I'm gonna have to go back to the original series and find out which Civ I was, because I'm gonna kick myself if I was actually Rome originally. I can't remember, but I like the idea of playing a mighty Roman Empire game. So we'll just go with it and see what happens. We've got a level 2 city now. That just happened, which is good straight away. After like 3 turns, fantastic. So straight away, the city is now putting out a higher level of production, I expect. We'll double check that and see exactly what they're doing. It is citizen management. Here we go. It's actually using a production and growth and another growth. But that's absolutely fine, because the consistent level of growth is going to be the main thing. It did take a turn off of the monument build though, so that's cool. I'm okay with that. Little lake just popped up there, no coast yet. I do tend to like to have at least one connection to the coast, but I think that may be a bit of a struggle. I was going to waste a turn if I did that. I missed a movement square, so I want to go over here. There you go. Right, so we have found the coastal lands, and what we'll do is we'll nip out to here to waste a turn, and then use the last of our movement tiles with going over the river, because when you go over a river, basically you can only move one turn. So if I was like here and I wanted to go down to here, that wouldn't work because you're going over a river, so it makes it only go to here. So you may as well stretch out and kind of use your turns and stuff. So that's fine. I think I'm probably going to actually just pop onto this mountain here to get a much larger view. Looking okay. We'll come around here and then sort of circle round our city like that. I hope you guys can actually see the mouse, because if you can't see my cursor, then that's going to just make no sense to you at all. Just basically round here, up here, like that. There you go, just in case. I'll check the video later on, it's fine, don't worry. These custom cursors, I think they show up no matter what my recording settings are, so I think you'll be okay. But anyway, I'd love to hear from you guys on the series and what you are thinking. If there's anything else that you guys would like to see from the series, please feel free to get in touch. CaffCast@gmail.com is my email address, but you're more than welcome to comment on the videos, as well as obviously liking them and subscribing to the channel. May as well get that out of the way first. Okay, so we are on the southern border of the first continent, which is interesting. Can we get to there? Yes, we can. Okay. This is good, because we're only going to have to worry about people coming from possibly here and all the way over the top. I think that's going to be okay. We're just going to carry on moving down through here. It's always better to obviously move 2 turns. But we're going to have to do some diagonaling now. In a minute. Kind of feel like I want to just pop up there, but that's a hill, so that will use up the entire turn. Now let's go this way. Okay, so there is a city-state here, so we'll say hello to them, see who they are, and then once that's done, we can start to get some friends. Fantastic. So these guys will give you gifts of culture, allowing you to obtain social policies more quickly. So anything that they want would be good, because culture is a very important part of this game. I'm sure that most people who play this will agree with me. But there are a lot of different types of city-states that you can get. There are a couple who do things like mercantile, which is, I think, something to do with growth. And then there's like military, which gives you military stuff. There's unit giver ones as well, which obviously they are the cream of the crop. They're the ones that you want to really go for if you can get hold of them. Gonna have to just pop onto this hill here just to reveal that. I don't think we need to worry too much about... No, actually, I'm gonna go for the ruins first, because otherwise I might just lose them completely. 65 gold, that's not too bad. We're just gonna pop back on ourselves just 1 turn. I apologise, guys. I know that you don't like me to do this sort of thing, but I'm a completionist. I need the map to be done. And actually, to be honest with you, I want to just finish off this area first before we carry on going and checking more north. Actually, no. What am I talking about? I don't want to do that. I'll go up here. But it's more likely that there are going to be more enemies up here. So we want to actually get there first, so that people who are up there don't get the ruins. So yeah, scratch that. We'll come back down here. We'll probably come back down here once we've got a scout. But still, 4 turns until the monument's done, so not too long anyway, which is pretty good. As I said before, there are bound to be a couple of things that I get wrong, so by all means, once you've watched this video, if you're new to Civ, just double check through the comments to make sure nobody's said anything that corrects my gameplay, and also thumbs up somebody if you know that they are correct and saying something correct in the thing, because I kind of would like these to be consistently educational videos in terms of learning how to play the game, because it is a reasonably complicated game. But it is still a very fun game, and I think there needs to be more Civ players out there. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I do these videos. And also because the Civ series that I did originally back in January is the highest performing series on my channel. So yeah, I think it's something that we need to just kind of carry on doing. I'm going to actually, as well, whilst I remember, I'm going to cut these up into smaller chunks. These episodes are never going to go over half an hour, so you guys can watch each one, in little snippets, and just sit down and have some food and whatever, and watch that episode. Last time I did, they were about an hour long, and I found that people were kind of like leaving the episodes halfway through. So we'll definitely make sure we stick to it at most half an hour. If there's a natural cutting point, then obviously we'll cut at that point. But what I'm going to do, because these obviously are going to be quite long playing sessions, I will do my very best to get these episodes out every single day. Hopefully these won't come into effect against the Last Sea to Our Left Let's Play, and the Borderlands Let's Play, and other Let's Plays and things that I do. This should be going out on a daily basis alongside those. If it doesn't go out every single day, then it will go out every other day, but it will go out at least every other day. So bear that in mind, guys, when you watch these. So hopefully you'll be able to get into it with me. The glory of Rome. In fact, first thing for you guys to do on the very first episode, name Rome. Tell me what you guys want Rome to be called, and I will name that city for you, because that's a very good way to get involved with the community. Now, settlers. If I started to build a settler now, the growth of my city would be stopped entirely, which would be very, very difficult. And workers is definitely the next one that I want to do. But I'm going to go with the scout, because A, scouts are really useful. We need to get a scout as quickly as possible. B, once we get a scout, our city will have leveled up to level 3, which means that a worker will take a lot quicker. And C, I'm hoping that once we get to level 3, building a worker, we can get to level 4. Hopefully before we need to build a settler, and then we can stagnate at 4, which means that we'd have a decent level of production for a settler before the culture comes into effect and starts to actually positively affect the free settler civs and things. I'll just show you guys quickly what I'm talking about in case you don't have any idea. The Liberty tree is what we usually go for to start off with. Ooh, ideology. 2 ideology. Wow. There's some lots of stuff in this game I have no idea about, which is going to be fun. This is what I'm talking about. Once you've constructed this, it gives you a free settler, but it also reduces the speed, increases the speed of training a settler by 50%. So it cuts the time in half, basically. And if we can get to a level where we can build a settler nice and quickly, then it makes more sense than wasting time now, stagnating our capital, and following things in that kind of way. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So, scouts, out you go. This guy is out of turns. 5 turns until animal husbandry, so we'll be able to see if there are any horses next to us. And we'll be able to start building things like caravans, which is trade routes. Departure, and allows establishing an additional trade route, which is all good stuff. I think I'm probably just going to go up one more. Okay, encampment. So we'll probably attack him, try and clear him out, because that might Actually, no, I think I will. I think I'm going to come round him to see if there are any city-states near him. There's more sea here. So we'll cover this bit as well. If there was a city-state around here that was like, please kill the barbarians, then we could like do that for them and get some results. But it looks like that might be a coast there. Not sure. We'll have to just sort of come right round and have a look. I'm glad that these games are going to go nice and quickly. Obviously, there'll be more for the computer to process when we get to sort of like high levels of the game, but it looks like we should be able to get like a pretty consistent level of gameplay, which is nice. Doesn't look like there's any city-states here. We'll pop onto this hill here to have a quick look.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
Thank you! You can build a trade unit. You've unlocked the ability to construct a caravan, the earliest trade unit available. Once built, you can establish a trade route with a city and another civilization that will generate gold. Although you start with the ability to create just a single trade route, additional trade route slots can be earned as your civilization becomes more advanced. So that's interesting because before, to create a trade route, you had to connect a road to it, or you could do it by creating like sea-based trade routes where you'd have a coastal town, and I think you could build a trade route there, and then it'll be connected to other coastal towns, something like that, which is pretty interesting. We'll check the trade route, what it says about them. Established into cities, different civilizations, provides gold, basically. It's good to have them. It's good to have every sort of city interlinked, because that means more gold for us. You guys are more than welcome to pause the video and read that if you need to at all. The Civipedia, by the way, on this game, if anybody else has it, is really good at going into this stuff in more detail. So if anything that I'm covering seems too brief, then you know, by all means have a look at that. Caravan is the unit type, and then a cargo ship. What is a cargo ship? That's interesting. Cargo ship units become available after you have researched sailing. Well, it's nothing to worry about right now. Thank you. Perfect. You've been watching the CaffCast. We hope you have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to check out all of our other videos. Oh, and be sure to subscribe to us if you like what you see. That way I'll know to make more, and that you really like me. So, you've been watching the CaffCast. We hope you have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to check out all of our other videos.